Ben from Rock and Load, and I'm absolutely over the moon today because not only am I interviewing my favourite rock star, a girl rock star, my first one, and the awesome Kim McAuliffe from Girlschool. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Brenda. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. This has been really difficult because I've had to whittle down like 5 million questions into this little interview with you. But I mean, 37 years going strong. You're amazing. Congratulations. And you're now bringing out your 13th album, Guilty as Sin. There's no stopping you, girl. Sure, there's not.
No, it doesn't appear to be, no. Yeah, I mean, you say 37 years, but it doesn't seem like it, that's for sure.
I can just imagine. Now, with this album, you seem to be causing a great deal of excitement by having Chris Tangarides come on board, and Chris having produced other greats such as Judas Priest, Thin Lizzy, and most recently the up-and-coming all-girl band, the Amorettes. How did this collaboration come about, and whose idea was it?
Fans and that kept saying, when are you doing a new studio album? So anyway, it was literally about this time last year, I got a phone call from my manager. He said, right, that's it. He said, the record company's booked you in the studio. They want you to go with Chris Tangarides. They said, we've booked you in with Chris Tangarides on the blah, blah, whatever it was, January the 23rd or whatever it was. And that was it. You know, we went, what? So basically, we were told that was it and this is what was going to happen.
Wow, I see that. Because I was wondering, was it just a sign that you guys were going to go right back to your roots again? You know, to like hit and run stuff, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, I think that was the thinking of the record company, really. I suppose, because we probably wouldn't have thought that ourselves. We probably would have still worked with Tim up in Wales that we've been working with for the past few albums.
Yeah.
But he ended up being part of it in the end anyway because he did the cut of it and all the rest of it. But anyway, we probably wouldn't have thought ourselves of Chris Tangarides because we were so used to working with Tim, you know.
Yeah.
So it was quite an inspired idea from the record company.
Yeah, it sounds like it's generated more excitement with you guys than it has with your fans.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, we were quite, you know, it really was. I mean, it was amazing because obviously, you know, Chris had been through quite a lot. He'd been ill and everything. Yeah. And then obviously his wife got ill, and so it was all a bit of a rough time for Chris. So we were thinking, oh, blimey, is it okay for him? You know, but no, he wanted to do it. So there we were. I mean, there we were. Suddenly, we had literally about 5 or 6 weeks to get it all together, and we were in the bloody studio.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
I love your excitement. It's brilliant.
Cool.
The new single from the album, "Come the Revolution," I read that Enid has actually written this song, and she's actually singing the song as well. So
that's right.
Yeah, has Enid got I mean, with a name like "Come the Revolution"? Is there a message in this song, and is there something that Enid is trying to put across to us all?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, she's just thinking that people are fed up. As far as, you know, as far as she's talking about, she says that she thinks that she's fed up, obviously, as well with the world and the way things are going, and it's about time that people stood up for their rights, and you know, and you can hear it in the lyrics that she's singing. So that's something that, you know, I mean, we've basically all the way along of our careers, we've always tried to write songs that mean something. Yeah. You know, we haven't not all just writing about getting drunk and falling over, you know what I mean, and partying. I mean, we still do that, but we've always tried to have songs that put a message across. So yeah, this was Enid's message coming out loud and clear, I think.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask you next, actually. I mean, there's a lot of what's actually going on in the world. I mean, as respect to the writing, in respect to political views and animal rights, etc. I mean, that does influence your writing a lot, I take it then?
Oh, definitely, yeah, especially about the animal rights and stuff. I mean, I'm someone here that now has 4 rescue rabbits as well.
Yes, I read that.
Yeah, it's a long story, but the fact that the way that people treat animals and stuff, that is very close to my heart. I mean, that could be a specific song for in the future as well, but I think she covers most of it with the revolution. Yeah,
I was just going to say, because I'm very big on animal rights myself, so I know exactly where you're coming from, and thank you. Do you think that, I mean, your status as a rock star is the moment, do you think it's easier or better, or I don't know, you'll be able to put your voice across there as far as something like that is concerned? Can you actually use that to the best of your ability?
Well, I think that is the idea, really. I mean, you know, you don't want to preach too much, but if you can write about something that people would be interested in, like you saying about it, and I'd be asked about it from other people. So you know, if you can say what you feel, then I think it can only be a good thing.
That's great. That's absolutely brilliant. So, in respect to writing, in the writing process, then, Kim, I mean, is this a team effort, or do you all have something different to bring to the table? Is it an individual effort, really, at the end of the day?
Well, basically, there's three of us that do the most of the writing, Jackie, Enid, and me. And what had happened, really, because we suddenly only had about 5-6 weeks or whatever it was to get the album together, what would happen was, well, basically over the years, all of us had, you know, I mean, you might see something or hear something and you think, oh, that sounds like it could be a good subject for a song. So you scribble something down, or perhaps you think of a riff or a few lyrics, you know, scribble it down and put it away in a folder, which is what I do anyway. And then, of course, so basically, and all three of us have been doing that over the years, so basically it was time really to get out the folders, you know, blow the dust off them sort of thing and put them all together, really.
Right.
So we did have quite a few ideas that we had over the years, you know. It was just a matter of putting it all together. And some new ideas as well that sort of happened. So basically, Jackie would come up with riffs or something and send them to me, and then I'd think, and then I'd sing over them, and I'd go, oh, that sounds just like this idea that I've got for this, you know. Wow. And so for example, Guilty of Sin, I mean, obviously it's a very simple, basic song, but that came together in about 5 minutes. Jackie sent me, you know, backing riffs and everything. I went, right, I'll have that bit, and then I had the lyrics, and I thought, oh, you know, and that came together so quick. And like, take it like a band, I'd written these lyrics one day for a joke while we were actually literally stuck in a bloody van, you know, in traffic, and I'm fed up, so I started writing them. And then so she had this riff, and that just went together really quickly. And then, of course, Enid, and then Jackie wrote, and then Enid had a write. So it's all very much, you know, it's a collaborative thing, but in all different ways, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
it just sounds like it falls into place because that's what you were meant to be doing. Do you ever have conflicting styles? I mean, does ever anybody come up with an idea and you're going, no, that's not going on the album? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with with different styles then? Because, I mean, you're four very strong personalities, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I do think the album's pretty eclectic anyway, because that is where all the different styles come in.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if something's really, actually, it's still quite embarrassing sometimes to actually sing something, your idea to somebody, and they look at their faces and you think, uh-oh.
Does that still happen?
That's not going to happen, yeah. So, of course, you know, but, you know, we all do that too, so we go, you know, and you can tell when, but then of course you get the habit, oh yeah, that sounds really great. So of course, you know, you have to make sure that we're all comfortable with it and that we like it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, going from album to album, sometimes it's quite actually hard to pin you girls down into one genre, really. That's why.
Oh yeah, good. I'm quite pleased about that. Cause we've always said we're just a rock band. I mean, even like Lemmy says at the beginning of the set, he goes, "We're Motorhead, we play rock and roll."
Yes.
I mean, obviously Motorhead sound like Motorhead, but I mean, we're always sort of like that. I mean, we were basically at the end of the day, we're a rock and roll band as well. You know, we're a rock band.
Yeah. Well, you know, as I mentioned earlier, the Amorettes, how does it feel to you, Kim? I mean, having a young, up-and-coming, all-girl band like the Amorettes cite Girlschool as their major influence of their own careers?
I think that's amazing. I mean, basically, because we went in, as you know, after they'd recorded with Chris, and he obviously played us a bit, and it was phenomenal. I thought it sounded phenomenal. And, of course, I haven't actually seen them. But Jackie and Denise and that, they've seen them. And they just say they're brilliant, you know. And apparently Jackie, our guitarist, she'd only just seen them. And she went to meet them afterwards. She said it's amazing because they're all so shy and like young and really quiet and shy when you meet them. And of course they go on stage and they're complete maniacs, you know. And I think that sounds brilliant.
Wow, that's brilliant. You're an absolute amazing influence. Who were your influences, Kim? I mean, who was it that decided that you should sling a guitar on and stand on a stage and do what the boys do?
Well, basically, I started off with the whole glam rock thing.
Yes.
You know, Sweet and all that lot, and Bowie and all the rest of it, and T-Rex and everything. So, of course, I grew up loving music anyway. Well, my mum and dad always used to play the Beatles and the Stones, and there was always music going on. And my cousin lived next door. He's a bit older than me, and he got given a guitar for Christmas one year. And I'll never forget my mum saying to me, "Don't you think you're going to get one? You don't get any ideas," sort of thing. Anyway, of course, I got one. I got his actually in the end when he got a better one. But and of course he used to come back with the new Zeppelin albums and the Deep Purple, Black Sabbath. So of course he used to play them to me, and that's how I got into the rock thing. And then of course Enid just lived down the road from me, and her brother played guitar, so she was influenced by that. And we just decided one day that we wanted to be in a band and learn to play. But of course, all the blokes that we knew didn't want to know. They didn't want girls in their band. You know, they said, bloody hell. And of course, we couldn't play that well anyway. We just wanted to be in a band.
Yeah.
So basically, just found, lucky enough, there was a girl in Enid's school who played drums with the Girls' Brigade, of all things, or, snare drum.
Uh-huh.
So she bought this little drum kit. So I said to Enid, well, look, you play bass, I'll play guitar. And then we had Tina on drums. So there's three of us. We used to just practice in my mum and dad's shed at the bottom of the garden. Poor neighbours until they complained. But anyway, that's a different story. But that's how we started out.
Wow.
And then, of course, we just carried on. And then, of course, we found Kelly and Denise. And then, of course, we realised, and of course, then we got better. We started doing proper gigs. Then we realised, of course, that we were getting quite a bit of attention being a female. We didn't actually think about it at first, but then we thought, well, hang on a minute, this is quite a good idea.
Yes.
So,
did you have your groupies in those days as well?
yeah. It wasn't our fault. We didn't start off like that. We just thought,
It sounds like you didn't have a choice. It sounds like it was absolutely inevitable.
We didn't have a choice. And then, of course, by the time we'd got to touring and sleeping on top of the gear in the back of my mum and dad's van that we stole off them and everything, and my boyfriend at the time got roped into driving us. He used to sleep across the front of the seats, in the van, and we used to all be piled on top in the back. Imagine if we had more boys in with us then. It would have been horrible.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, obviously, once we'd established 4 girls, and there was no reason then to do anything different.
Wow. I was just thinking there, in your early days too, just thinking, you're due to actually tour with Motorhead next month on their 40th anniversary tour through Europe. And it's always been well documented that you've had a very strong relationship with Motorhead. Do you think that relationship was helped to break down those barriers in the early days? Because, it was a very male-dominated environment to be in. Was it scary?
Yeah.
Do you think that Lemmy and the guys was a good help for you?
Oh, definitely. What happened was we got invited to record our very first single on a little independent label.
Yes.
Because in those days it was the punk time and everybody was starting up their labels and stuff. So a friend of ours had just put a single out with a band called the UK Subs, who were great friends of ours. And so, of course, we jumped at the chance. And so there we were one afternoon in some dingy basement. Not exactly the glamorous thing we were expecting going in the studio, but never mind, We were in there and came out into the daylight, blinking into the daylight, and John Peel was standing at the top of the stairs.
Good Lord.
And so we got talking to him, so that was quite amazing. And then he played it on his show, and then, of course, Lemmy at the time was looking, they were just about to do their very first major British tour for Overkill. And, of course, it came to his attention, and his manager's Doug Smith's attention. So, of course, Lemmy being Lemmy, seeing an all-girl band, so it worked for us then as well. Being an all-girl band, thought, hang on a minute, this could be good. Different. Yeah. So, of course, Lemmy, typical. So, he came down and met us and invited us onto the tour. And so that was it. That's how it all began. And then suddenly, from being in the back of a bloody van and playing all the shitholes basically in Europe, we then became, we were on a big stage.
Good Lord. I would love to have seen your faces when that all happened.
Well, we were amazed, especially when we first met Motorhead, because we'd seen photos of them. We thought, oh my God, we were terrified.
Yeah. Do you think that gave you the confidence and the strength too in your early careers? I mean, you've absolutely nailed it, and you've been a very gutsy and determined band. I read somewhere as well that you have been described as stiletto in the groin attitude. Do you think that's what helped to give you the confidence? Well, Lemmy likes us, we've been on tour and stuff,
Well, yeah, I suppose so as well. And I suppose once we started off with Motorhead as well, it did give us more of an identity because in the beginning we played punk clubs and they thought we were heavy metal. We played heavy metal clubs, they thought we were punks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so right from the early days, that we knew what we were. And then suddenly there we were. With Motorhead, and suddenly that was us. We found our home, sort of thing. And I just think that the confidence thing is, of course, then we got taken into the hearts of their fans and other people. So I suppose that gives you confidence, and I suppose if you believe in what you do and you love what you do, then you just keep doing it.
That's actually a very good message for young, more female bands. Actually, that's a really good message. That's wonderful.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
I just think if you really want to do it, just get out and do it, and don't care what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, it does. So it's not just keep going and until you don't want to, or until you stop. Or if you don't want to stop, don't stop. If you want to stop, stop. I mean, basically, it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to the individual, isn't it?
I mean, everybody keeps saying you've been together 37 years, but when you think about it, it's not 37 years because you're still going strong. You've got another album on the table.
Yeah. So I know. I can't believe it, Brenda. I can't believe it.
Well, just getting back to the album again, Pet. You've got no collaborations, no other artists like Doro or anybody on this album, and you've actually done 2 covers. The Bee Gees. Can I ask why? Why you did a Bee Gees?
Good question. Well, basically, we've always covered a favourite song of ours. Normally glad rock song from our young days. But this time we couldn't actually agree on one, and I couldn't think of any, to tell you the truth. I really couldn't think of anything that I wanted to cover. And then the other 2 were coming up with ideas, and we couldn't agree. And then Tommy suddenly came up. This is our manager one day. So his fault. We could blame Tommy. And he said, "Don't shout. Don't think I'm stupid." He goes, "But what about the Bee Gees staying alive?"
Yeah.
I think, what? He was mad.
It's kind of appropriate, though, isn't it? Really,
Well, it is. Yeah. Funny enough, the 3 of us are. Obviously we lost our poor Kelly.
Yes.
But I actually, it's actually one of my favourite songs because I have to own up. I went and saw John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever and things in my youth, and I actually love this music, and I actually love Staying Alive. I think it's a brilliant track, but I couldn't see any way that we could do it. But Enid and Denise, they could hear it. They could hear some, sort of the heavy bass and drums sort of thing. Yeah. And of course, Chris Tangarides, when he loved the idea. So anyway, so we tried it and it worked.
It worked, sure did.
Yeah, we love it. And of course, Chris came up with the idea of, because of course there was no way we were going to sing that bit or whatever, there's no way we were going to do that. So he said, we'll just do it on guitar. We go, yes, genius, Chris, genius. So we were laughing. We now call it the genius that is staying alive.
I love it. But you should say, excuse me, we are Girlschool. We can do whatever we like.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
I mean, who argues with ladies like you lot? Come on. Nobody. So, getting back to what I mentioned earlier there about you're touring now with Motorhead again, and round. I mean, how many dates are you doing, Kim?
Well, we're doing about 3 weeks from November the 15th up until I think the 8th or 9th of December. Yeah. Then we have a few weeks off. Then we're back in Britain for about 6 or 7 dates, I think, and then we go straight off again to Europe again, which brings us up till sort of February. I can't believe I'm saying 2016 now. I mean, bloody hell.
Oh, God,
yeah, so we do about another 3 weeks, I think, after that in Europe again.
Okay.
So,
will this all be on the strength of the new album, Kim, or will you be mixing it up a little bit for the sake of old times?
Oh, God, yeah, there's no way that we can go on without playing Emergency, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to, because obviously we're probably only going to have about half an hour, because obviously we're the opening act. Yeah. And so it's going to be difficult to know what to play, what to miss out now, but we want to play at least 2 or 3 off the new album. We've got to, Yes. And then, so we're going to have to, that'd be a nice conversation you wouldn't want to hear, us arguing about what we're going to play and not play.
I guess.
4 of us. All 4 of us with all different ideas.
Yeah.
So I would imagine we'd probably change the old ones around perhaps every night or do something, I don't know.
Yeah, just to break it up a little.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for a tour like this? I mean, do you pack loads of smelly candles or you just numb it off with the beer, hanging out with all the boys?
Yeah, good question that. Actually, I've thought about smelly candles. But funny you should say that. I've now started taking candles with me to put in my hotel room at night.
See, that's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. I have just started doing that, funny enough. So I get a nice stock off when we go. But no, we were just laughing as well, all of us, thinking, because all of us now, we'll probably all be sitting around with a cup of tea or whatever, all reminiscing about our wild days.
Here, you're not a lot older than me. I would prefer my tea any day anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it in the morning. Actually, I've just managed to get through all this day so far without a beer, and I'm in a pub.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're slipping, lady, you're slipping.
I know. I've got a bottle of bloody fizzy mineral water in front of me. I can't believe it. But that's only because I've got to get on the Eurostar early in the morning. Otherwise, I'd be...
I meant to ask you when I was talking a minute ago about the album, do you have a personal favourite on the album, Kim? Is there any song that you personally cannot wait to get doing live?
Oh, blimey. It's hard because I quite like, well, live I really like playing Take It Like a Bang. That went down a storm in America.
Yeah.
And so did Revolution. We haven't actually played Guilty of Sin yet, but I think that's going to go down well.
Yeah.
But one of my favourites is Awkward Position, funny enough.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is one of our... Which is it's kind of funny because I don't think I want my mum to hear that one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit rude.
Oh, well, sure, come on. a good girl's got to have a naughty side too, you know.
Well, there you go. That's what they were saying. When I was in the studio singing it, I'm saying to them all, I can't sing this, I can't do this. And they're all going, go on, they're in hysterics. Yeah.
Remember, you're keeping up the standard, so you have to do it.
Well, there you go.
All right, one more burning question for you, Kim.
Yeah.
When's the movie coming out? And I'm not talking Spice Girls or Spinal Tap. I'm telling you, you girls need to be in a movie.
Well, we agree, yeah. I'll have to get on to that. We've got so much footage, actually, from the past few years ourselves, that we might have to go through that one day. We've got some hilarious stuff on there.
You're bound to have. I'm telling you, it would be can you imagine a girl version of Spinal Tap? Seriously? It would be awesome.
Obviously, it is. I mean, every band likes to think that that was based on them because it is so much like it. I mean, we have been in that situation so many times where you can't find the bloody stage.
Yeah.
And you're just going, where the hell's the stage? And you're in the pitch black.
Have you actually done that?
Oh yeah, loads of times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
You've been an absolute adorable person to talk to. Thank you. You're an inspiration, and you've given me so much of your time.
All right. Because you keep cutting out. I keep going over you all the time. So I hope it came out all right.
Oh, it will come out. It'll be perfect. Thank you so much, Kim. Good luck with the album.
Thanks. Cheers, Brenda.
And good luck with the tour. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.